Welcome to Try to Thrive, the podcast where passion meets endurance and every finish line is just the beginning. We're here to inspire, challenge, and share our journey through swim, bike, run, and beyond.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Try to Thrive. Today our podcast is about group rides. Ride together, thrive together. That's our topic today. And I want to start with a story because group rides, that's something I love. I really enjoy it. And it's why, because I started cycling when I was about 14 in a club. And when I think about the times back then, when we met at 9 a.m. at the common spot, and we were about 10, 12, sometimes 15 people of different age, a few young lads like me with 15, other people were 20, 25, 30, even 40, 50, and we were just riding together. And it was so much fun when we were all in this group. Everyone sometimes was in front, taking their turn. We're going to talk about that later on, the Belgian Tourniquet. Something you need to know what it is when you ride in a group and how it works. And yeah, we did sprints, for example, in town entrance signs. When you see this town entrance sign, you do a sprint with the group. Or you go up a hill as fast as you can, and when you're on top, you wait. When I think about these times back then, it was just a lot of fun. Chris and I, we were also on a group ride today. And Chris, I would like to know how did you like our group ride today, and how do you feel riding in a group or riding alone? What's better?
Hello. First of all, hello everyone. Happy to be here with you today. Today was a special day, wasn't it?
For you, of course.
Yes. So I had a big fail today. So my bike broke, and I could only drive 17 kilometers. 17 kilometers with you. And
you left me.
I left you.
Or did I leave you? I'm not sure.
Well,
I think you left me.
Yeah, exactly. The luck left me, that's for sure.
No, but it came back again.
It came back again because I needed to go back 17 kilometers in the heat. But there was a very nice guy, picked me up, and I did not need to walk back. But back to your question. How do I like group rides? I love it. And you know why?
Why?
Because, as you can see, Dennis loves cycling. For those of you who are watching YouTube, he has always these nice t-shirts. I don't know where he's getting them. Maybe I should dress up more.
Barcelona,
nice. So, I like group rides, especially when you have different kind of people. Some of them are stronger, like Dennis. And I like to drive behind Dennis to get a little bit more of speed and less strength. So for me, I like to, what is it called?
Sit in the back in the slipstream.
Slipstream?
Be in the slipstream.
Yeah.
We're going to talk also about that, how that works.
Yeah, and I love it because I don't need that much power to keep up with this guy here. But
I remember you also like to be in front and you like to pull very hard.
Yes, but then after a couple of minutes, I'm getting exhausted and I'm falling behind again.
Yeah, and that's why we talk about group rides today, because we want to be in a group and finish in a group.
Yes.
Let's get started, right?
Let's get started.
So I want to start with the first important thing, in my opinion. We triathletes, we very often have these Aero bars where we sit on the bike like this, and we are very aerodynamic. Chris, you can show your bike in the back. Yeah, these type of Aero bars. When you ride alone and you want to be very, very aerodynamic, it makes sense to ride in this also during your triathlon. Yet, if you are in a group ride and you are riding behind someone else, and you ride in these aero positions, it's dangerous in my opinion. So that's the first thing I believe. You shouldn't ride in this arrow position when you're behind someone, also when you are like next to someone, when you're talking to each other on the road, you shouldn't be in these arrow bars. I know Chris really likes it to be in the arrow position.
At least this is my first season, so I try as much to do it before the race.
Yeah, Chris, you're a very good bike rider, in my opinion. So there was not a very, how can you say, dangerous situation between us. But if I see that you are riding in this position next to me, or if I can see your shade, your shadow, when you're behind me and I see you are in the arrow position, I am a little bit afraid. Please stop.
Okay. Okay. Why? Why so? Why you were
because
a little bit afraid?
When you're in this arrow position, I know that it takes some time. If there is happening anything, if there's a stone or a pothole, or there can be a car from behind that is honking, it's dangerous. You cannot control your bike as good as if you are in the normal position when you hold the handlebars.
Okay. No, I exactly know what you mean, because sometimes I feel uncomfortable myself because I have more control if I use the handlebars. I'm not that much shaking. I need to learn it most probably a little bit more.
What do you mean to learn what?
To be more stable.
In the arrow position?
Yes.
I think you are very stable. It looks good.
Okay.
Much likely it's just your feeling.
Maybe. I appreciate
your confidence, but it looks good.
Okay.
Yet I am still afraid.
Okay, no problems. Thank you for the feedback. We have another upcoming group rides the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow.
4 hours. Okay.
4 hours.
I will try. For sure, 3.5 hours I will be behind you.
Our friend Pavel will join.
Exactly. Looking forward. He comes tomorrow here to this very beautiful place.
Yes, he will be here. He will be here. You will know him. Or you already know him. Who knows? Good. So that's the first thing I wanted to share, which is, in my opinion, very important. We were talking already about slipstream. And I can imagine that a lot of people that just get into cycling or into triathlon, they do not really know what the advantage is of the slipstream, or even what the slipstream is. Chris, do you know what the slipstream is?
Yes, I already was praising it very much because I like it. Especially yesterday, we had also longer ride and I was very exhausted. And I just was driving behind Dennis because I couldn't catch up with him, if not the slipstream. So I was driving very close, wheel to wheel, behind him. And I think you said once around 30% of an increase when it comes, or less strength. Is that correct?
Yeah, so what I learned when I was cycling as a child, it was said that it's around 30%. It also depends on how the wind is, how fast you're going, but between 25-35%, if you go behind someone, you can save energy, like that much of power you can save. Yep. And it's also that you need to be relatively close to the back wheel of the person that is riding in front of you to really have the best advantage. I am very good at it, to be very, very close, especially when I'm riding with people that are much stronger than me. I always like to be very, very close to their back wheel because it's the only way how I can stay with them if they are pulling much, much higher wattages than I am able to pull, even if I'm behind them. Because the further you get away, so with, let's say, 60, 70, 80 centimeters, you already have less of an advantage. You will still have an advantage. Even if you go 3-4 meters behind someone, you can still feel it, but then it's maybe a few percent. So here, if you are in a group, it's very important to be as close as possible to the person in front of you to have this advantage of the slipstream.
But You said last episode, I think, or a couple of episodes, you said something very interesting, and I made the mistake yesterday. So I was behind Dennis, very close, but I was with my wheel. I was to your left side, and then suddenly you made a move to the left side because I think there was a pothole, and then I was like, okay, I need to be on the right side. If I'm close to his back wheel, on the right side. Because then if you need to drive to the left for some reason, I'm not getting into danger bumping into your wheel.
Yeah. You're not able to always hold the same line, let's say. And that's why it's also necessary to use your normal handlebars, because if you get too close, I'm just using the brakes for a millisecond so that I'm not getting too close. So that's what I'm doing when I really try to be as close as possible. Let's say 5 or 10 centimeters. If you're a little bit further behind, then you will not have this type of problem.
True. Yeah, I agree.
But I think you should at least be half a meter behind someone, not further than half a meter if you want to have this advantage and want to have fun together.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's next on your agenda?
I wrote down after that a few things. And I think I would like to talk now about the Belgian Tourniquet. Chris, do you know what the Belgian Tourniquet is? I hope I pronounce it correctly, but it's actually a French word. But
good that I don't need to say it out loud. But yes, I know what it is because you taught me.
Good. So perhaps you want to explain it first.
Yes, and then you can maybe correct me because I'm just a newbie.
I'm sure I do not need to correct you, Chris.
Let's see. All right. So when we talk about slipstream, the person in front that needs to push the airstream away needs a lot of energy. And the person behind you, as we already know, gets a benefit from it. But sometimes maybe you want to balance it so that the other person that was riding in front of you gets a little bit of rest and then can enjoy the ride behind you. So that's why the front driver, who is taking the first position, drives fast, and then after a couple of minutes, maybe you have some timing setting up, or just from a feeling perspective. I think we made pretty much from a feeling perspective when someone gets tired.
Yeah, we did it from a feeling perspective.
Yeah. First you said 1 minute. After 1 minute we should change, but we didn't do. Anyway.
Because you continued.
True. True. So then the person that wants to change back to the position and fall behind drives to the left side, of course, only if no car is behind you. And then the other person takes the first place and the second person now is driving behind again. And then you routine. That's why it's called a circle.
Exactly. So it basically means that everyone takes his or her turn in front, where you are in the wind in front and you have to break the wind, you can say, and make it happen that the people behind you have this advantage of a slipstream. And you are pulling for a certain amount of time. And then after you want to get out, and you can do it after 30 seconds. If you are one of the riders that are in this group ride not as strong as the other people, you would like to be less time in front. So you will get out of the front to the left, and you just stop pulling as hard as you did. You make a sign with your elbow that the person behind you can overtake you from the right. They will overtake you. You go back and you go to the back of the group. And then the new person in front is pulling again and again and again. And after a while, let's say it's a very strong person, he does it for 30 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever. And then he will just do the same, gets out, and lets the next person pull in front. And everyone that was in the back can save a lot of energy. And like that, people with different abilities, someone that is stronger and someone that is weaker are able to ride even 3, 4, 5 hours together, because someone can just stay in the back all the time or just pull for 15 seconds.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's what we want to do also in 2 days. So for those of you who are new, if you find a group you can ride with, tell them about the Belgian Tourniquet. It's a lot of fun. And that's about this. What else do I have prepared for you guys? One very important thing that you need to know when you are in a bigger group is that you have to signal and communicate. So especially if there's a crossroad and you are the person in front and you see it's free, there is no car, you should shout it out loud, it's free. Or if there is a car, you say stop, so that everyone knows it, because people can be in behind and they will not see it. These are the moments that can be very dangerous. And another thing is that when you ride together and there can be potholes or there can be stones or different things on the road, or you can have people on the road, you have to signalize it also with your hands. So for example, if there's a pothole to the right and you go left, you show it with your hand very shortly that there will be a pothole, and people behind you will know it. And like that, everyone will have a bike that is not broken, like Chris's bike today.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was my fault today.
Yes.
I was not
Maybe.
good at
No.
signaling all the potholes. There was one situation when there was a pothole and we said, sorry, Chris.
Yeah, because there's one thing. If you ride behind a person, you do not see everything clearly in front of you. So usually when you ride alone, you can very clearly say and direct what is coming up next, where you need to be careful, but you can't. If you drive really close to the wheel in front of you and you have the person in front of you blocking your view, it's sometimes a bit dangerous for me as well. And I feel uncomfortable as well. So that's why I think communication is very good. I need to learn this a little bit more because I haven't done it.
It's very important. It's very important. And that's why we talk about it today.
Yes.
I have one more thing written down, which I think is as well very, very important, especially for people that are not very used to ride in groups. Don't overpace when you're in front.
You're looking in my direction.
No, not only in your direction. Actually, I think about someone else. I know a good friend I know who is also riding his bike regularly. And it's every time the same. When we go out with other people, we are on a group ride. From kilometer 1, he's pulling as hard as he can. But when he's pulling hard, I mean, that's also for me relatively hard, but it's for me okay. I can pull like that. I wouldn't do it like from the beginning if I do 100K, but he does it. And after 50 kilometers, it's every time the same, that this person is so done. He can't. Don't do that. Try to start slow, feel your body, feel the power. And it's not so easy when you don't have a heart rate monitor or a power meter, but even with a heart rate monitor, it takes also time until your heart rate goes up. Yet it's very important that you know how fast you are going, how much power you use.
So start slow and finish strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris, is there anything else you would like to share from your experience?
No, I think you covered it perfectly.
Awesome. So that's everything we prepared for today. You can see our bikes in the back.
Broken.
Mine is not broken. Awesome, guys. If you liked what we were talking about, please follow us, subscribe on all our channels. Send us a comment if we forgot to talk about anything very important which is connected to group rides. We would love to know also your opinion if you are very experienced or if you have some questions, send us a comment as well. That's it from my side. Chris, do you want to wrap it up?
With that being said, as I said before, start slow, finish strong, enjoy group ride, stay safe, and thank you for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.